Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Duke, and this is another episode of Right Makes Might. Well, you may remember a few years ago, Cecile Richards, the ghoul in charge at Planned Parenthood, boasting about how proud she was. One of her proudest moments was forcing Christian taxpayers to support and pay for, through their taxes, abortion, abortifacient drugs, and all sorts of advanced contraception, including the morning after abortion pill. Nothing made her prouder in her public life than compelling Christians of conscience to unwittingly support her nasty objective. And now we've got the so-called Women's March in Washington last week, protesting Donald Trump, where Ashley Judd, noted gynecologist and complete waste of space, got up to tell basically the world that she smells Nazis in the air, Nazism, right, in the hallways, in the cabinet. We've got the whole reassembling of the Nazi gulag because of what Donald Trump, in his pro-life stance, is going to do to women. Well, the whole thing is shocking. And it's interesting that all of this takes place now on the eve of the publication of the new book, Gosnell, The Untold Story of America's Most Prolific Serial Killer. It's the story of Kermit Gosnell, a doctor who provided abortions and abortion services for hundreds of women in Philadelphia. We now know he's the greatest serial killer in in American history in terms of the number of babies, including babies born, absolute late-term babies that were born and alive, whose necks he snipped with scissors after they were outside of the womb. The carnage wreaked by Gosnell in the name of abortion, how he sold body parts and pieces of his babies, tissues of those murdered children, those infants, for his own profit and gain. Kind of like the Ghouls Club at Planned Parenthood have been doing for all these years, selling body tissue, selling fetal livers, parts and pieces of bodies. You know who else dealt in body parts of babies? Actual Nazis, Ashley Judd. You think about Mengele and his experimentations on little Jewish babies, Ashley Judd, how the Nazi regime took little infant children, sawed them in half, performed ghoulish experiments upon them in the name of eugenics. Eugenics. Brings us full circle, doesn't it? Studying babies, tearing babies apart in the name of pursuing some kind of racial science. How about we go all the way back to the foundation of Planned Parenthood, Cecil Richards group, right? And Margaret Sanger, the eugenicist who sided with the Nazis in terms of eugenics, the ability of eugenics to purge the species of unwanted, like blacks and Hispanics, black and brown skinned people. As we get set to kick off the March for Life, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pro-life demonstrators will peaceably take the streets of Washington. What you saw last week was a group of uninclusive women who were all for the destruction of babies, a group of feminists who actually banned other feminists who were pro-life from participating, all in the name of Ashley Judd and Madonna's goofy idea of what it means to be female. What you're going to see this week are just as many peaceful protesters, nonviolent, absolutely inclusive of all different walks of life, affirming life and the rights of children and babies of all different races, non-eugenicists, come together to peacefully protest. Good for you, Mike Pence, Vice President of the United States, for addressing the crowd. Please pay attention to the difference because the media won't stress it.
This is Right Makes Might with Dr. Duke.